Hi everyone, today I want to show you how to install typical shower rack or shower hanger on the bathroom door. Let's go for it. What you usually have in the box is two mounts, one pipe, and you will have mounting brackets. And some hardware. In this case there are two screws which we're gonna replace because those two screws is not enough. Now, assembling is pretty straightforward. In this case, it's just like that. And then these attaches on the brackets. Now what you want to do, you want to first measure the heights where you want to install this rack. Typical heights will be around 50-55 inches because these days towels are pretty long and you do not want your towel, sweeping the floor. So in our case, we'll install at the height about 50 inches. So get your ruler. And again, it's up to you. See, 55 will be too high. We're gonna go for 50 inches, which is high enough. And then we'll mark two places where we're gonna install it. So first, have your pencil. Then just go for 50 inches. One side and 50 on the other. So now you know your heights. The important part to consider that in the middle, these doors are pretty much empty. This is a very thin plywood, and in the middle, it's just the air. You do not want to install anything, and you don't regularly know how thick is this part. This could be about 4 or 5 inches because you need to install the handle, and they make sure there's enough space for the handle. So in our case, our rack is wider than the edge of the handle on both sides, so pretty safe. However, we still want to install these brackets on two screws. Next, assemble your rack, and what you want to do, take a piece of tape. Just make sure that you tape both mounts to the pipe so it doesn't fall. Okay? Now you're good for your measurements. Now as you can see here, you have on both sides, you have little screws that inside look like that. So you want to make sure when you measure, it doesn't matter, but you want to make sure you measure with the screws looking down. Okay, so these are your marks. Just go. And you can eyeball, the widths here. I can just measure. So I have about 2 inches from one side and 1.75 inches on the other side. So what I want to do is I'll move this rack a little bit to the side. Now you hold it. You can take your I already prepared the level, so I want to make sure that it's level. Perfect, it's a level. Now you want to mark just a little bit slightly the sides of the mount, because the bracket will be positioned between them. So slightly one side, another slightly, and the same on the other side. And because my hardware is black, it is not visible at all. Okay, and then you mark the top, of course, and the top here. and you can also mark the bottom. So you have it on all sides, and later on you can easily remove these pencil marks. Next step, because you have the top, you have the bottom and the top marks, you can measure the center, which is, here it's 2 inches, so my center will be 1 inch. Okay, and 1 inch on the other side. Now, these are mounting brackets, and as you can see, basically you can position to the right, to the left, because they slide in like that, I'm sorry. So since I have a center, now it's easy for me to position. Okay. So this will be the position, and then, as I told you earlier, I'll put, instead of 1 screw, which was originally, and there is a hole in the middle, I'll put 2 screws, because there are also holes for 2 screws, and then I can reposition this bracket if something goes wrong. So you have 2 marks for each bracket, okay, and the same on the other side. Now for these screws, I'm using my favorite JRK fasteners. They're self-drilling screws, and I chose 1 1/4, 1 inch and 1/4, because they won't punch the other side of the door. Okay, and do the same on the other side. And repeat the procedure on the right bracket. Now I landed on the problem on the other side, and actually I'm glad that I have it. So basically on the other side, and I have no idea why, it's completely empty behind this plywood. So basically both screws just punch through. And yeah, it might look that it will hold, but it won't. And that's a very common problem of any bathroom doors or bedroom doors, when you want to put a hook, and then eventually it falls down with all the towels or whatever you put on it. So now we're gonna solve it. So don't be scared, it's not the end of the world. Take your handy dandy construction adhesive, I'm using PL, and because I have 2 holes, just fill them up with the glue, okay? Put some pressure and have some glue, okay? And do the same with the other hole, okay? Now, once you have your glue, that's construction adhesive. It's gonna stick to the metal, it's gonna stick to the wood, and most important, you have it inside. So what you're gonna do, you want to position your bracket, and you see it fills up the holes, which is also great for you, because it's gonna stick on both sides of the bracket, and it's not gonna go anywhere. So next, what you wanna do, you wanna take your screws, could be any screws, again, I like jerkies, and screw them down. And if you have excessive glue, take it away. Okay, so now you have 2 options. You can leave it to dry a couple of hours, come back, put your towel rack back on, or you can try putting towel rack right away. In my case, this one holds pretty well. You see this one? This one actually holds pretty well as well. So let's go for it. Now we want to unscrew both screws so it can fit. Now for that one you need a special screwdriver, the small one. I have my screwdriver, And now you gently screw both in because you do not want to overscrew. Don't forget, you just attach the brackets. Let's test the level. Perfect. And now you can detach the tape. So that's it. That's how you attach the towel rack to the door. And unfortunately, I cannot do my favorite part, testing it, because I really want to have that glue dried up on this side. But I guarantee you, when it dries up, it's gonna stick for a very long time, until really someone sits on it or hangs, with both hands on it. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and as usual, let me know if you have any questions or comments below. Cheers!